Welcome everyone to Simplicity to Health. Today is a very important and we're very excited about today. This is a conversation we're having with Gabriella Laubscher, and this is one of our very first podcasts ever. Joining us today is Gabriella Laubscher, who recently completed her Master's in Medical Virology and also holds a BSc degree in Microbiology and Biochemistry. Welcome and thank you for being here today. Gabby has the wonderful ability in explaining scientific concepts in an easy, understandable way. And today she's going to explain to us and talk to us about a subject everybody is talking about, peptides. We'll discuss what peptides actually are, why they are so popular, and how they may potentially play a role in modern health and medicine. Gabby, thank you so much for being here with us today. So Gabby, for someone hearing the word peptides for the very first time, what actually is a peptide?
A peptide is a short chain of amino acids, typically 2 to 450, that are linked by peptide bonds. These peptides congregate to form proteins. So if we break this definition down a bit more, an amino acid is a small biological molecule that has an amino group on the one end and a carboxylic group on the other end. So think of an amino group as a bead. If you thread 20 to 50 beads on a string, you are left with a peptide. Now proteins form when 50 and more amino acids congregate and fold to form biological macromolecules.
Oh my word, this is so exciting and such a beautiful analogy. Thank you so much for that. And Gabby, then, what would you say are the biological functions of peptides?
Well, except that they congregate to form proteins, they also serve as biological messengers. They regulate responses such as hormone activity, blood pressure, immune defense, cellular repair. These small molecules interact directly with the cell's receptor, causing specific pathways to be activated. If we take oxytocin, for example, this is a peptide hormone consisting of 9 amino acids. This peptide binds to receptors in the uterine, causing uterus contractions when you are in labor, and also to the cells in the breast, causing breast milk production.
My word, is oxytocin then a peptide? It's always been referred to as a hormone.
So oxytocin falls under the peptide hormone class, which means it's small enough to still be a peptide, but it has hormone activity.
Okay. We hear so much about injections. Why are the peptide injections so trending now?
In my personal opinion, it is a rise of the wonder drug marketing, as well as the success seen in medicine when using GLP-1 blockers in treating obesity and diabetes. The most popular GLP-1 blocker being Ozempic, and research is ever evolving. Today they are working on dual and tri-blockers. Dual blockers to block GLP-1 as well as GIP receptors, and tri-blockers to block GLP-1, GIP and glucagon in the system.
Okay. And Gabby, what are the benefits to using peptides?
Well, it depends on what peptide we're talking about. But as stated previously, they are small and interact with their specific receptor, activating specific pathways. If we use the GLP-1 example again, and the most common form of diabetes worldwide is type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is caused by a reduction in insulin sensitivity. Now what the GLP-1 blockers does, it treats the root of the problem. Instead of just pumping more insulin into the system, the GLP-1 blocker lifts glucagon levels as well as increases sensitivity to insulin.
Thank you so much for sharing the knowledge that you have, and it is truly wonderful to see what science has done up to now regarding the peptides. Thank you so very much, Gabby. And thank you for the conversation. Thank you once again for sharing your knowledge. At Simplicity to Health, we are passionate in trying to make health as accessible and understandable as possible, and thank you for sharing and that today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's conversation. At Simplicity to Health, we are passionate about making health conversations feel calmer, clearer, and more approachable. And we hope today's discussion helped make a complex topic feel a little easier to understand. If you enjoyed this conversation, feel free to follow along as we continue exploring wellness, longevity, and everyday health in simple and practical ways. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to sharing more conversations with you soon.